Mark, it's so good to see you. I got to tell you, while you just woke up, we were going through your Instagram and going through your pieces, and you're funny. You're actually really funny.
Oh, thank God.
I know you were waiting for confirmation from us this entire
Canadians,
time.
come on, Canadians.
Now confirmed. Now confirmed.
Okay.
So congratulations. You got
Thank
it.
you,
got
sir.
there.
I thought you were going to say problematic or...
No, there's a lot of authenticity to what you're saying, and you're bringing up conversations, and I appreciate that. That's an important thing to do.
Wow, hey. I'll take it. Thank you. You're very nice.
So what's with the sunglasses? What's going on?
Oh, a little hungover, a little gay. Just had a long night last night and went out drinking with some friends, but I'm here. I'm ready.
So you're out in Brooklyn. Were you out doing the rounds there? What's the story?
No, I did some comedy shows. Then you have a drink at each show, and then before you know it, you're in a wheelbarrow at a gay bar, and it's pretty wild.
That is pretty wild. And you know what's wild is your Instagram page. So welcome to Click and Tell.
Yes.
And what we do here is we actually go through your journey. We go all the way down to your first post that we could find, either on Facebook or Instagram. And we really want to hear the story behind your posts. And it's really interesting to see your reaction from 2014 where you were. And we have your first post. And I don't know if you remember what you posted the first time. Do you know?
No idea. Hopefully not a swastika.
No,
All right,
not
great.
It's a great photo. It's a great photo.
Oh, wow. Look at that. I'm a twink. I'm a child.
Yeah.
You're a kid here, man. This is 2014.
Yeah.
Comedy Cellar.
And you wrote Mindy Tucker is the best.
Yep.
She took the pic. She was a friend of mine. She was a great photographer, or still is, but yeah.
So what was happening in that photo? Do you remember in 2014?
I think I had just gotten past there at the Cellar, which is a big deal. I think I was celebrating, and she snapped a pic.
Is that one of those like landmark things for a comedian, especially if you're in New York? There are certain venues that you go to where you want to be, I guess you want to be known for it. You want to know that you actually got there and killed at that venue. Was that the case that night?
Yeah, that was one of the first times there, and definitely a big milestone for comics. I was such a comedy nerd. I moved from New Orleans, so that was a huge one. So she was nice enough to commemorate it.
When you write your stuff, we came across this photo of your notes, and it was taken in 2016. And it is hilarious. The little words that you wrote.
This is like a peek inside your brain. Is this still the process for you?
Yeah, is this what you do?
It's like a crumpled up piece of paper?
I got a bunch of notes over here. I'm at my desk right now. I got 1 million of them. So yeah, that's
and you keep them.
Still how it goes down. This is the folder. You start at the folder and then you rip them out. But yeah, definitely how I do it. That had urine on it. It was a bedwetter. And on the back is actually a suicide note. So.
Oh,
long journey,
dude.
Well, you made it through. You made it through to here.
Like some of the words you have here, I'm just going to read a few of them. Douchebag just by itself, dick pic, kidnap.
Yep.
What is that? Is that condom? Condom.
Douchebag's a great word.
So you write these words and then what do you do with them?
So that's a bullet point, just letting me know what joke to tell. So I do the condom joke, then the dick pic joke, and I know the whole joke by heart. I just need a little reminder of what the order is.
It's really cool, having also been a fan of comedy for a long time. Back in the day, you would watch a special, and that's like the refined version of whoever's set, right? You got an hour. This is what we do. This is what hits. Now, with every podcast that you do and all the YouTube clips, you kind of get to see how you put stuff together, what hits and what doesn't. Do you find that is do you like the transparency of the way things happen these days, where you get to see a comedian's work on the way to the finished product?
I like it because I don't think people know what goes into it. It's a lot of failure, a lot of humiliation, a lot of working on the bit. So yeah, you just see, oh, this guy, Jerry Seinfeld's really funny. Look at that. He's got a joke about dogs. But that probably took 6 months to get right, or 8 months, and a lot of tweaking and fighting with your wife and, cutting. So yeah, it's quite a process. So I think seeing it is cool. We're the opposite of magicians. I think let the world see.
When it's when we talk to musicians about putting their songs together or putting music together, oftentimes it's like, oh, I trust myself and I trust my producer and I trust someone else's opinion. But when you are out there, you kind of have to test it out. It's not just, hey, buddy, do you think this is funny? Here we go. You got to step out in front What is the feeling of being, is it like being a scientist essentially? Because I think for a lot of people, the idea of going up in front of people and them just not laughing at things that you say would be awful.
Yeah, it's pretty painful. But that pain motivates you to figure it out. But
Right.
I wouldn't say science, it's more of a focus group. You know, like, let me
Yeah.
throw this out there, and do I get a reaction? Do I not get a reaction? And you're constantly calibrating. Like, that line sucked, get rid of it. They like that line, keep that one. And that's most of stand-up comedy. Everybody thinks it's just going out there and being funny. It's really listening and changing and rewriting.
So is it hard to be funny then?
I'd say so. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you can be funny enough off the cuff, but if you want to have a fun idea that someone will quote later, I think you got to really work on it.
Do you feel like you have to be on all the time too? Is that something that's, a thing?
Not really. People tend to hate that, so
Yeah.
I think you got to do a little give and take.
You're coming up to Niagara Falls here in Canada to go
Yes,
perform
the good
for
side.
on the good side.
North of the
you've-
border.
You've been all over. Do you find that things hit differently in different places? Do you ever have to adjust? What's it like with a different audience?
I don't know. I try to keep it pretty accessible. I try to, like, it's like saying, hey, I don't know, you guys see One Battle After Another. Like, hey, did
Yeah.
it play well in California and play well in New York? Yeah, it's a good movie. So I think if the joke is good, it'll play well everywhere. I went to Australia. I went to Saudi Arabia. I went
Yeah.
to Oslo. I mean, I tried it all over. And unless they don't know the product, or if you're doing a joke about Uber and they might not have Uber, then you got a problem. But if the joke's funny, I think it'll work universally.
How was Saudi Arabia? Did they take it
It was
well?
wild. I got a child
Yeah.
bride. I hit a woman. No, it was it was crazy. It's different than I thought it would be. I had a racist
Yeah.
thought. I thought they'd cut my hands off and all that, but there's women driving, which might be a mistake. But it was really incredible. The crowd was great. Everything they told me not to talk about, I talked about,
Right.
and they were cool with it. Yeah, I went for the money.
You went for the money.
Yeah,
Is there
go
a
get that
country
back.
you'd want to do that you haven't done yet?
Ooh, I'd love to go to Japan. Never been to Japan.
Do you have
Favorite place? This guy loves Japan.
That's literally my
Oh,
favorite place to
really?
go.
You got an
Do you
Asian
have?
fetish?
I wish I
Yeah.
had sunglasses too. I could do the Groucho Marx thing.
Every day, there's always a story about
always some
Japan. Every
story
time
about
you and
Japan.
I see you, you're like,
Where have you been the most surprised that someone from another part in the world has contacted you and been like, "I love your stuff. You got to come here."
Oh, that's a good question. Well, it's crazy. I was doing Rome, and I went to Pompeii just to see the ruins and all that. And a lady in Pompeii was like, "Hey, you're that comedian." And I was like, "Wow, I never thought I'd get recognized in Pompeii, of all places." So that was crazy. But craziest place was probably Uganda.
wow.
Yeah, I got a message to go there, and I said, "No thanks." No,
That would be fun, man.
no, I
That
would
be
go.
fun.
I would go. Just it wasn't worth it financially. The flight was more than they were paying me. It was a whole thing.
Yeah. So you had a great time last night. You're traveling the world, but you're also a dad. I guess
Yes.
he's 8 months now? 9 months?
9 months. Oh, I forgot.
9
I left him
months.
outside.
That's it. This is one of the most universally
Yeah.
understandable pictures if you've ever been.
I mean, your world must change. Has changed, right? Are you going with it? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it keeps getting better, which is nice. The first
Yeah.
2 months are pure hell. You're in Vietnam. You don't know what the hell you're doing. You get no sleep. He's screaming. He's taking a crap. But now he's crawling. He's laughing. He's got a
Yeah.
little personality. So it's better and better.
Would you say flying around the world to different places and not getting any sleep and having people either laugh at you or not laugh at you or scream at you is good training for being the father of a baby?
I don't think so. No,
No?
nothing can prepare you. I can get a good laugh out of him, which is nice, with some fart
Yeah.
noises or whatever. But no, nothing preps you for this. This is just here you go.
Do you have a separate notebook just for like gags for the baby, like fart noise here?
Oh gosh, making jokes.
Not yet. That's a good idea. I should do a baby special.
Baby
That's
special,
exactly-
yeah.
Baby
We'll do it on Epstein's Island.
But have you changed the way you write your comedy because now you're a dad? I mean, you're also married, and does that influence what you do?
Yeah, well, I think I got a lot of baby jokes. I have a lot of marriage jokes, but I think the only thing is once you have a kid. Do you guys have kids?
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, once I had a kid, it was like no more wasting time. If I'm going to the show, I'm working on new stuff. I'm fixing a joke. Like I am away from the baby. I got to make this work. Whereas before, I would just kind of willy-nilly put it together.
Yeah. Talking about comedy, I think back to even looking at your old post and Jerry Seinfeld and all the old original comedians. There was a way of doing comedy where it wasn't as offensive, and things are now a little bit more sensitive. And do you find yourself that you watch what you say now, or do you feel you do have the freedom to say whatever you want?
I still say whatever. I
You
do
do.
think people are more sensitive. It's not even more sensitive. It's just what is offensive has shifted. Because
Right.
like if you look at the 50s and 60s, you couldn't do sex stuff. Sex stuff was out. But you could talk about black people or Jews or gays, whatever, that was fine. But now it's flipped. Now sex stuff is everywhere. Everybody's talking about sex and
Yeah.
this and that. And racial stuff or groups is very triggering for people. Even if you're not saying anything offensive, they just hear what he said gay. I'm not a part of this. And you're like, well, I didn't say anything bad. I just said gay. But so that it just flipped. So I think it's just generational shifts, and I think the next generation maybe it'll flip again, and who knows. So
But you don't think there's more sensitivity now? Like the whole thing with Jimmy Kimmel, getting the cancel culture, the whole, there's just, I feel people are a little bit too much.
yeah, I think it's annoying, and I think you got to not worry about those people. And I also think those people now have social media. They used to get letters in the
Right.
mail, and they would just throw them in the
Right.
garbage.
Yeah.
Now you get people tweeting at you directly, and then other people start piling on. So it looks like a whole thing, but there's always been nerds. So
there's always going to be nerds. There's always been nerds. Always going to be nerds. Who was when you were deciding that you wanted to do this, or when it called to you, or whatever it is, however it worked for you, was there like a tippy top in terms of the comedian that was number one for you? In terms of someone who you maybe patterned yourself after or got the most influence from?
I mean, there's a huge list. Bill Murray was huge, Rodney Dangerfield, Chris Rock, Seinfeld, and Norm Macdonald, I'd say, were the big ones that really shaped me. Chris Rock in the 90s was mind-blowing for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Eddie Murphy. I saw a photo of you and Eddie Murphy. Yeah.
I love a black man in a leather onesie. That's exciting.
Red leather
yeah,
onesie.
yeah, all those guys.
What was that ice cream one? Do you remember that ice cream comedy you did, Eddie Murphy?
Yes.
He knows.
What was it again?
You dropped your ice cream, your friend dropped the cone,
Yeah.
it's the whole thing. I
You
can't.
Want a lick?
Yeah, you can't have any.
So
Yeah.
this picture with one of your idols, what's it like to hang out with somebody who you grew up adoring or wanting to have the same success as?
It's incredibly surreal. It's weird. It's weird that life can be that long, that you could watch him with your family on must-see TV in New Orleans and then go to New York, start doing comedy, grow, build a career, and then meet him. So we had breakfast 2 days ago.
Did
right
you?
on.
Yeah, so we've tried to maintain a friendship. He's a great guy. He's a normal guy. That's the beauty of comedy.
Yeah, yeah.
Mick Jagger isn't going to go hang out with some barroom guitar guy, but in comedy, the levels are a little more vague, a little more blurry. So he's a comic, I'm a comic, so we can get along.
In this photo, I'm seeing a lot of dessert, wine, and it looks like he's giving you some kind of speech or trying to figure something out or giving you some words of wisdom. Do you remember that time hanging out with him?
Of
You guys
course,
look like
yeah.
twins.
We did 2 shows at the Beacon Theater in Manhattan. Went to
Yeah.
this pizza shop. They opened it up for him. We started drinking wine, and you can see on my face I'm horrified. And I just want to keep him happy and not say anything stupid. And he's giving me some advice or whatever.
Yeah, that's pretty
Very
impressive, man.
crazy
There's
night.
something
Thank God.
intense about this photo.
His security
Yeah.
guard took the picture. Thank God. Now I have that
Yeah.
keepsake.
And so obviously at that time you were like, I want to impress this person. And now it's like, this is just a buddy of mine?
I mean, I wouldn't say a buddy, but we get along and we catch up every once in a while. I feel it's like saying, we're dating, and then he's gonna be like, whoa, we're not dating, we're just friends, and so I don't want to throw it out there.
What's wrong with saying that you guys are dating? That'd be amazing.
That's not bad. You know, talking about inspiration, I thought this is the cutest photo we found on your page.
Oh yeah. You can
Who's
see the
that?
grape juice stain. That's me. It's a picture day. I don't know. Jeez, what was I, 7 or 8?
Helicopter on the sweater there.
Yep.
Who were you in class as an elementary school student?
I was just a shy weirdo.
Were you a bit of an
Yeah.
introvert, or did you use comedy
Oh.
as a way of like talking to people
introvert.
and connecting?
Big introvert. Boy, you guys went
Yeah.
through a lot of photos. I feel guilty. That must have taken hours.
We love it. We love it.
I should be wearing the sunglasses.
And it's so interesting. When I did look at this, I'm like, he must have been a little bit of an introvert. And I'm glad, and not glad that you said that, but I'm feeling that school wasn't the greatest experience for you, or was it?
It was a good place to socialize. I could see my friends. I could cut loose. But yeah, I didn't retain any information. I can't add numbers or multiply. So yeah, I barely squeaked by for sure. I went to 3 different colleges, failed out all of them. So yeah, school was not my thing.
Were you like a big comedy fan going back to like elementary school, like grade 4 or 5?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you start with cartoons and then you work your way up.
Do you remember your first time doing a comedy show, where it was? And
I do. Yeah, it was in Lafayette in May 6, 2006, Lafayette, Louisiana. It was an open mic, and I really bombed.
I remember going to Russell Peters' first show.
Wow.
And there was like 10 of us probably. And the funniest guy. He killed it. Not all of his jokes, but I remember being in that room and like, he's going to go somewhere. He's going to do something. And it's...
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think about how far he's gotten. But yeah, you just know it, right? And I feel like that's what happened to you too. You kind of knew that you were going to go far.
No, I had no idea. I thought this was a crazy pipe dream, and I'll give it a shot and see what happens. I looked at comedians like astronauts. Like, how the hell do you become that? That's crazy. But funny story, Russell Peters in Saudi Arabia, I was kind of freaking out. And he was in the theater next to me, and he said, "Come hang out." And I barely know the guy, but he was like so warm and nice to me, and he gave me some of his Kentucky Fried Chicken that's on his rider, and we hung out in his green room, and it was awesome.
He's a great guy. Talking about school, I don't know if this was in school. I'm not even sure.
This is 2006. Luckily, you mentioned that year. I want to go back to this. What is happening here? What is going on in this photo?
That's at a comedy festival in New Orleans. We just got too drunk. One guy was in a wheelchair, and it was his birthday, so we were just kind of like partying it up and giving him a good time. It looks like a January 6th rally.
We don't know. Who's the other guy?
Jonathan something. Funny guy.
There you go.
He looks like he's a funny guy.
You were saying that, you went up in 2006 and you bombed, but you loved it. Was it just the thrill of it? Or was it the idea that I finally got here? I've loved this for a long time, and I finally got here, and this is just the way it goes.
Well, I was so green. I didn't know what I was doing, so I bombed horribly. But I could see that this was cool, and I loved the feeling of it. Like I love being backstage with the comedians, and I love that we're all looking at our notes and we're just trying to come up with ideas, and so it just felt right. Even though I sucked, it felt good, and I said I want to try this again, and then I just never quit.
And then going back, I saw a lot of photos with Amy Schumer.
Oh yeah, I opened for her for 5-6 years, and she taught me a lot. I watched her go from 6 people in the audience at a comedy club in Atlanta to the Madison Square Garden.
That's crazy.
Unbelievable.
What was your biggest show? What was for you? Like, what was that thing that you're just like, I kind of made it. I like this.
I think when I quit my day job, that was it. That's all I ever wanted. I never wanted to be a movie star or anything. I just wanted to do comedy full time. That was it for me. So I have her to thank for that. She was the coolest.
And you're doing it really full time, obviously with touring, but with your podcasts, you've got so much output. Is this just the result of you having so much going on in your head that you can't keep it in? Or is it because you just want to be around comedy all the time? You do your podcasts with other comedians and you're just kind of like shooting the shit and joking around.
Well, you got to have one now. It's part of the kit.
Yeah.
You got to have a comedy special, a comedy podcast. You got to tweet. You got to have clips. You got to have TikTok. Also, me and my friends are so busy now. The only time we get to hang out is during a podcast. So it's kind of awkward that's how we maintain a friendship. But yeah, we all have a ton of stuff going on. Then we come back and then talk about it on air. And it's a good way for fans to stay connected with you.
Do you stay connected with your fans? Do you read the comments and kind of go through it, even the positives and negatives, and kind of just understand what people are feeling?
Unfortunately, yeah. I mean, some of these guys go, don't ever read that shit. It's painful. It's cruel. But I like to get a little bit of a temperature. I mean, some guys will just be like, you suck. And I'm like, all right, that's not really productive. But one guy will say, like, you say too much. And I'm like, all right. That was a good comment. I'll take that.
Like actual critical
I like that.
comments. What about when you're actually in there live? I mean, you do a lot of this comedy on the spot stuff, and the crowd work thing is so huge when it comes to like clips for TikTok. How do you manage people who are like, it seems like people are on your side. from the clips that I've seen. But how do you manage people that are not?
You haven't seen them all. I got heckled the other night. A lady called me a garbage person or whatever. So it happens. Those shows, those stand up on the spots and all that, they know what they're getting into. So those people are ready and down for anything.
So how do you handle hecklers when are there those people out there who come to your show and making you miserable? How do you handle that? Are you okay with it, or do you just keep going? Or are you offended by it?
It does actually offend me, I think, in a weird way, because I get it. You know, it's a drunk person in the crowd. They think they're heroes, and that's what bothers me. Like, this lady was yelling at me because I was doing a joke about these female teachers who sleep with their students in Florida. And it's a silly joke, but she was like, that's gross, that's disgusting. And I'm like, well, go yell at the pedophiles. I'm just doing a joke about it at a comedy show. And it just bothers me because I'm like, you don't get what we're doing here. And you think you're a hero, you think you're shutting down a comedian for being offensive. And I'm like, I'm joking at a comedy show. So it drives me crazy because they can't compute what the hell's happening, and they think they're right.
One of the great things about your shows is that you get fans and people who are watching your show yelling out suggestions or a word or something. So I thought we could have a little fun, have a few names. Just say what you think.
All right.
Are you ready?
Hit me, baby.
Justin Trudeau.
Brown face. Katy Perry.
Yeah. Canadian.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Castro's mom, what is it? Wasn't Castro's dad? I don't know, I heard that.
JD Vance.
Big fat face. He's got a big face on that guy. Vice President, Indian wife, Yale. His mom's a pillhead.
You've got like a Wikipedia in your brain for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
You're putting stats on these people. Someone I've noticed you talk a lot about is Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, well, come on. How could you not? That's a lovely lady.
What did you think of the jeans ad? I mean,
I thought the jeans ad was a little too. It was like a burqa. I'm like, what are we doing here? This is a lot of clothing here. You're known for your bod. You're covering it up. But then people called her a Nazi, so I called her Titler.
A Titler, yes, that's what I saw. And the new mayor-elect Zoran.
Oh yeah. Well, I heard some people voted multiple times, but he's Muslim, so you got to vote 5 times a day. Okay. He's the new mayor. We'll see what happens. This is.
Are you excited about it? Him being the new mayor-elect?
I'm not into politics, but
you're not. Okay.
I hope he can do the free stuff and then doesn't tax us.
Joe Rogan.
Oh, Joe Rogan. He's comedy's Putin. You know, he's 5'6", he's bald, and he knows jujitsu. Huge hog, by the way.
So seeing how you said all I wanted to do was quit my day job and do comedy, and this is your life. When you think about where you could go in terms of like the amount of followers you could have, or shows you could play, or anything, movies, what do you want to do? What's next for you?
Oh, geez. I just want to keep selling tickets. I don't really care about. I wrote a movie with my friend. I don't know if it's gonna get made. I'm working on a show with Netflix. We'll see what happens. This business is so damn flimsy, but that's the beauty of stand-up. It's always there, and I can just get up on stage and it's done. I'm at work. If I can just keep doing stand-up, I'm a happy man.
Do you ever feel where you just don't want to do comedy?
Not really. No, I like it.
Yeah.
People give me shit. They're like, you work so much, you're always on the road. I'm like, I'd rather be there than here.
with someone who's telling you to not
Don't say that to your wife, man. Don't say that.
I know, she hates it.
Congratulations on everything. I can't wait for everyone to see you in Niagara. Thanks for hanging out with us. I really appreciate your comedy. It really does bring a lot of conversations in a fun way. So yeah, keep doing what you're doing and keep the conversations real. I really appreciate that.
I appreciate you appreciating it, and I appreciate you having me and going through all my stuff and actually watching it. I mean, I wish you were my parents.
It's awesome.
Your parents must be proud, too. They must be so proud. Thanks, Mark.